Hi there, students. Propaganda. What is propaganda? Well, firstly, it's a noun and it's normally uncountable. In English, propaganda is a systematic set of messages aimed at influencing the opinions, the behaviour, the ideology of a large number of people. Propaganda, the propagation of a doctrine or a cause, persuading people to believe or follow that cause, or against a cause, against a doctrine. Now, in English, propaganda has a negative meaning. It implies that the information provided is biased, misleading, and propaganda is very often one-sided. It only shows you one side of an argument. And the information within the propaganda may be true or it may be false. So effectively, propaganda says, we are good, they are bad. So a classic example of propaganda is wartime propaganda. Trying to incite the people to hate the enemy and to dehumanize them, and to create hatred among the population. So they, the enemy, they kill and eat babies. We, on the other hand, look after babies and keep them safe. This is a typical message of propaganda. Okay? Propaganda to dehumanize and to create hatred. Let's see, when Henry VIII and the Protestants started this separation between the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church, there was definitely a propaganda war between the two different sides. Each side showing how it was right and the enemy, the opposition, was wrong and not unacceptable. So, there's one interesting question though. What is the difference between propaganda and persuasion? Well, I think persuasion is more where you give a fair argument, whereas propaganda is just showing one side of an argument. Nowadays, our lives are full of political propaganda. Slogans for a political party. What the government is doing is right. What the government is doing is wrong. The difference between right and wrong can be very difficult to see. Okay, what about formality? I would say this word propaganda probably has something like 6.5 in formality. I guess you could use it in an informal conversation. It sounds good in something semi-formal or something very formal. And what about the origin? Well, it comes from New Latin, as they call it. El Congregatio de Propaganda Fide, the committee or the congregation for the propagation of the faith. And I think this was a Catholic group or a Catholic committee to propagate the faith in different countries, in other countries, among other nations. And notice this word propaganda comes from propagate, to push out. But originally, propaganda, this didn't have a negative connotation. But today, propaganda, it's something designed to get you to believe somebody's point of view at any cost. Yeah? I know I'm right, and therefore I must find any way of making you see that I'm right and making you follow my way of thinking. This is propaganda. So, enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Propaganda.